What's going on YouTube? It's the Middle School Math Man. This video is going to be on multiplying binomials and trinomials. So the method we are going to use is called the FOIL method. So real quick, I'm just going to write that out. FOIL is an acronym. I know it's obviously something you wrap food with, but when it applies to math, it is the method we use, and it stands for first, outer, inner, last. So you're going to see how exactly to use that here in a second. So here in this problem we have two binomials and we need to multiply them together. So it's similar in a way to the distributive property, but we have like more than one thing we're distributing. So it's a little bit more complex. So what this means is we're going to start with the x, so we're starting with the first thing and then we're going to multiply it by the first thing in the second set of parentheses. So x times x is x squared. Then I'm going to stick with the x because I need to distribute it to both things in the other set of parentheses. So now I'm going to multiply it by the outer term, which is 4. So x times 4 is 4x. So now I've exhausted that x. I've multiplied it by everything in the second set of parentheses. So now I'm going to move on to the 2. I'm going to move on to the inner term, and then I'm going to multiply it by x, which is plus 2x. And then I'm just going to do the last thing that's left. This 2 goes to the 4, which is plus 8. So that's the FOIL method. But we're not done yet because we have some like terms. We have some x's that we can combine. So the final answer is x squared plus 6x plus 8. Let's go to another example. Same thing, FOIL method. I like to write out all my little arrows or lines, whatever you want to call them, first. So I have b times 6. So this is the same exact thing, the same method, except now the variables are kind of dispersed amongst the problem. So b times 6 is 6b. b times negative 2b is negative 2b squared. So that was first, and that was outer. Now I'm going to move to inner. So 8 times 6 is positive 48, and then 8 times negative 2b is negative 16b. We're not done yet because we have some like terms. Don't forget that sign in front of the 16b. So how you want to write this is you want to write this in highest exponent order. So the negative 2b is squared, so that comes first, and then I have minus 10b, and then I have plus 48. So that right there is going to be your final answer. Moving on to another problem. Again, I like to do the lines first, but however it works for you. 2a times a is 2a squared. 2a times negative 4b is negative 8ab. And then move on to the inner. 5b times a is positive 5ab. And then finally, we have negative 20b squared. So I'm going to combine my like terms, which I have here. So your final answer should be 2a squared minus 20b squared, and then I have minus 3ab. 3 more examples. This is going to be the last one where it's two binomials. This is written a little bit differently, but I think we can all agree that 2a plus 2 squared is just this. 2a plus 2 squared is 2a plus 2 times 2a plus 2, which is what I have down below, which I just rewrote in red. So now it's just going to be the same process as last time. We have 4a squared plus 4a. So that took care of my first and my outer. Now I'm going to move on to my inner. So plus 4a and then plus 4. So combine your like terms here. Final answer should be 4a squared plus 8a plus 4. The last two examples, as you can tell, the second set of parentheses has 3 terms. So this is a binomial times a trinomial. It's going to be the same process, except now we just have one more thing to multiply by. So with the x, we still have our 2 lines like we had before, but now we just have one more. We need to multiply by everything in the second set of parentheses. So 3 terms in the second set. So it's going to look a little bit different, but it's still the same type of process. So now we have x times x squared, which is x cubed. Now I'm still sticking with the x. Now I have x times 3x, which is positive 3x squared. And then x times negative 6 is negative 6x. So that took care of the x. Now I'm going to move on to the 4. So 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 3x is positive 12x. And then 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. So we have some more numbers here. We have some like terms with the x squared. We also have some like terms with the x. And again, remember, it's going to be in highest exponent value first. So x cubed is going to come first, and then I have plus 7x squared plus 6x minus 24. So that right there is fully simplified. Last problem, same steps. Two x times 4x squared is 8x cubed. 2x times negative 3x is negative 6x squared, and then 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x. Moving on to the 2, I have plus 8x squared minus 6x minus 12. So then we're just going to look for our like terms. So your final answer should be 8x cubed plus 2x squared minus 18x, and then minus 12. So that is your final answer. So just a quick summary. This video was on the FOIL method, which is multiplying two binomials or a binomial times a trinomial. So again, FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last, and it's basically just a distributive property, except we just have more things to distribute than just one.